I recently learned the true origination of the term devil dog. The night before I went to go get my DD-214, I found myself sitting in my room with one of my best friends, drinking a bottle of Jack Daniels and reminiscing about my time in and what I was going to do with my future. After a while, he looked at me and said, "I like you, man. You've probably been my best friend I've had throughout my years in the Corps." This compliment came as a surprise. He's always the kind of guy to not really say much, which is why I think we got along so well, because I usually did the talking and he just sat there and listened. "What do you mean throughout your years? Your career just started." He looked at me with a questioning stare for a little while, as if he was trying to decide if he wanted to continue this conversation. "Do you know where the term devil dog comes from?" I was confused as to why he was asking me this, but decided to oblige the question anyway. "Of course I do. It comes from the Germans during World War I at Bellawood. They called the Marines devil dogs because of how aggressive they were." "Yeah, it's partially true." "What do you mean partially?" As I asked that question, I noticed his eyes change. They went from their usual blue to a deep dark red. The side of his eyes made me fall out of my chair, and my fight-or-flight response came rushing in like water rushing through a broken dam. I wanted to run. I wanted to scream for help, but I couldn't. All I could do was stare into his eyes. What are you?" "I am the devil dog. I was there in Bellawood." "You didn't answer me. What do you think?" "How? What the fuck?" "I was bored. World War I sounded fun at the time, so I came topside, made myself look more presentable for y'all, and joined the fight. Chose the American Marines because it seemed like I would fit in better with y'all, and just kind of stuck around." I sat there in silence. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, what I was seeing. Why the fuck is this guy or thing telling me all of this? I got attached to Marines. Everyone really did have a fighting spirit that surprised me. I mean, I already knew humans could throw down, but what surprised me about the Marines is how much they enjoyed it. I mean, they really fought tooth and nail for everything, and they still do. However, y'all are still human, and throughout Bellawood, I gained some sympathy for my fellow Marines. I wanted to give them some kind of a break, so one night I made my way over to the German line and took out as many of them as I could. I guess I must have gotten carried away and showed my true self. Why are there reports that it was all of the Marines that fought in Bellawood that gained the moniker then? Come on now. Would you believe reports that a demon got through your lines and wiped out a bunch of your guys? Well, exactly. Plus, the other Marines liked the reports of their new name, and in my opinion really did earn it the way they fought. So why are you telling me this? Like I said, I like you, man. I've always wanted to tell someone about it, and I guess sitting here with you, drinking this whiskey just made the mood feel right. Plus, who the fuck is going to believe you? I mean, shit, the Germans tried to report what they saw, and their own command wouldn't believe the first-hand accounts. How the hell did you stay under the radar then? I mean, if you've been around this long, how has no one noticed? I take a new body as some lowlife every 4 years and re-enlist. I've stayed in one body before and made it through the ranks, but I hated it. I hate being in charge. I really just try and stay a lance corporal and fight in your wars for the fun of it. I still don't really know why you told me this. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this information? I told you. I just wanted to tell someone. As far as what to do with this info, I could give a rat's ass. No one will believe you anyway, and by the time anyone might hear you out, I'll be in a new body with a new name as some dumb boot who no one gives a shit about. He was right. There is nothing I can do with this information but move on. I tried telling people in person, but they all looked at me like I was nuts. I don't care if anyone believes me at this point, but I just needed to put this somewhere to maybe help me move on with my life. So there you have it. That's the true story of the origination of the term devil dog.